Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Valentine's Day edition of Charlie Goldberg Live, or as I like to call it, Happy National Single People Day. A holiday that if you're single, you hate it to guts, or if you're in a relationship, you love to brag about it. Either way, you're gonna love my show tonight, as we have former Bachelor Contestant Suzie Williams, and she will be the love doctor here on the set tonight, answering all of your questions about relationships. And Emma Guttman, our musical guest of the evening, is here tonight. But first, ladies and gentlemen, it's the news. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Valentine's Day once again. And you know what? I decided on this Valentine's Day to not spend the day with my 58 girlfriends. I decided to scour the internet and look for some of the funniest tweets to share with all of you at home to make you guys have a smile on your face. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite Valentine's Day tweets. If I worked at a restaurant on Valentine's Day, I would put a fake engagement ring in every girl's drink. Well, I'll tell you this, that would be a really interesting night to watch unfold as a waiter at that restaurant. Let's just hope nobody's taking out a date that they were forced to go on. And our last tweet comes from Grace, and Grace said, "My COVID vaccine is booked for the 14th of February, so hey, at least someone will be sticking something in me this Valentine's Day." Well, I guess any action, even from a needle, is better than no action on this holiday. What a segment, ladies and gentlemen. This was your Valentine's Day tweets. Finally, a local pet store was getting in on all of Valentine's Day festivities. Let's check out this image. It seems like if that local pet store was giving people crabs, just imagine what an aquarium would do to your Valentine's Day date. And ladies and gentlemen, what a show we have! Suzie Williams, the Love Doctor, is here. Up next, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, currently in the waiting room, she is a former contestant on The Bachelor's Season 5, where she made it super far with Jesse Palmer being the Bachelor. She is a woman who ran on 7 continents in 7 days, and she is somebody who has a huge part in the Range of Motion project, which has helped out with kids in prosthetics in Guatemala. The all-inspiring Love Doctor is here to answer all your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, Suzie Williams. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the set here with Suzie Williams. Suzie, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Charlie.
Of course, and I am super excited to have you on the show tonight. It's a Valentine's Day extravaganza. So, with that, talk to me about your experience on The Bachelor. You were on Season 5.
Yes, so I'm one of the OGs, which is super exciting because back then reality TV was a bit different. And being on The Bachelor was so much fun. I actually really had a very positive experience, made a ton of wonderful friendships, and had a really great time going on some really extravagant, fun Bachelor dates.
Oh, definitely. And Jesse Palmer, former Giants quarterback, was the Bachelor of that season. But you got to tell me, what's it like being inside that house? Were there any rivalries going on?
I know, right? I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. No, just kidding. Luckily, I can give some of the details. And it was so exciting because you always wonder, is this really real? You know, how much of it is scripted is what everyone wants to know. And from my experience, when I was on it, it was incredible because it really was real. All the dates were organic. Nothing was scripted. The only thing essentially was the rose ceremonies. You couldn't really just go do what you wanted. So it was actually a really wonderful organic experience, surprisingly enough. Through the years, maybe it's changed a bit, but that was my experience. And he was wonderful, a wonderful Bachelor, great guy.
So talk to me about really how the show works. Like, do you have private time? Is everything with the camera in your face just 24/7?
Oh my goodness, yes. So you always have a camera on at all times. I'll never forget, from the moment you wake up in the morning, the camera's right there till the time you go to bed. And it seems odd, but you actually get so comfortable with it and really used to it because it just becomes second nature. And then you get a couple of margaritas in, you're having some pool time with your girlfriends, hanging out, and then you really don't even notice them. So, but they're there all the time. And the show makes it so you're just very focused on the show, where you're not allowed to have your cell phone or read a book, watch TV, any sort of that nature. So you're very, very focused on only just filming and being on the show. But oddly enough, you become quite used to it.
Yeah, it's like sleepaway camp, but with romance and drinks.
Totally.
I personally, I would love to be on The Bachelorette. I would have such a great time on that show, I feel like.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is something I think we definitely need to look into because you would be perfect.
I could see myself in a hot tub, chilling out with a margarita in my hand. But
I could definitely see that. Let's call all Bachelor Nation right now and say, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
You would be perfect.
Chris Harrison, a huge fan of the show. I know he's watching this. I know he's watching.
Right? Exactly. I mean, you never know. I nominate you, Charlie. Definitely. You have my vote.
And my question is, how did you get that part on the show?
Oh, it's so interesting because, back then, we didn't have social media. So getting on the show, I was actually just out. I'm from Michigan, and I was out at a bar having some drinks with my girlfriends, and the casting directors were there holding open casting calls. And they said, hey, do any of you single ladies want to sign up for this new dating show? And we were like, sure. Wow. So I just did an interview right there and then at the bar with one of the casting directors, and they took a Polaroid of me, and 2 weeks later I got a phone call.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
And what were some of your favorite parts of being on the show? I know that in Bachelor, you're going on a lot of trips. The mansion's great.
Yes. In my season, we didn't travel internationally the way they do these days, but just being in this gorgeous mansion was so much fun. And I was nervous, how the reaction was going to be with the ladies, but we actually all really bonded and got along quite well. To this day, I have long-lasting relationships and friendships with them. One of the best things to come from it has been the reunions that we created ourselves. Before Bachelor Pad, we essentially created our own getaways. And so that was super fun. And the most memorable was after the show, making connections with former contestants and doing trips together. And all this was organic. Nothing of it was filmed. So it was really just kind of fun for all of us to do. We had a secret Facebook page for all of us to communicate on, and we would, get together and establish our trips. And Jesse Sinsak, who was on The Bachelorette, he was the final man on The Bachelorette. He was kind of the one who would head all of the reunions, which were a lot of fun. There was one snowmobile accident I got in and somehow ended up hospitalized in a couple of the reunions. But other than that, I had a great time.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. That was my next question. So you got into a little bit of a snowmobile accident. If you don't mind explaining how that went down.
Oh my goodness. So we were just out having one of our Bachelor reunions in Breckenridge, Colorado, and we were having fun, and we were out snowmobiling, and we just were going so fast, and I was in the front seat, and the guy was behind me, and he was controlling the snowmobile, and we ended up crashing, and I went head first into the snowmobile, which resulted in a severe concussion and a broken nose. So not so much fun, but made the most of it and fully recovered. Thank God.
Definitely. And this season, though it's controversial, it's still super entertaining. Are you watching this season?
Oh my gosh. I get this question all the time of, you're on the show, do you still watch it? And I'm like, I'm so sucked in still. It's so good. It's been going on for so many years now. I still thoroughly love the show, and I find it very entertaining. And yes, I don't know how they do it, but they really do. They get you in there.
Do you have a favorite, a least favorite?
Oh my goodness. I haven't thought about that, to be honest. Obviously I think my season will always resonate with me and be one of my favorites. But actually, now that I think about it, my favorite season watching thus far, and my favorite Bachelorette, has been Claire Crawley. And I loved her season. Loved her, and really thought it resonated with just so many women. And you know, I met her in San Diego, where I live. We just literally ran into each other. I was out on a run one day, and I'm a huge fan of hers. And so of course I was that girl, and I stopped her, and she was so sweet, and we've developed a friendship, and she's wonderful. Just such a great, genuine person. Loved her season. Extremely genuine and entertaining.
My favorite season is Hannah. Well, we call her Alabama Hannah in my house.
Oh, so good. I mean,
great
all
season.
of them. Yes, like so good.
My favorite character, John Paul Jones, my boy JPJ.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, Bip is the best, I think.
You have some good picks.
That's
definitely.
I would go on The Bachelor, make a big fuss, you know, just so they invite me back, and then I'd get to Bip, where all the real fun is.
I think you have a plan here, Charlie, and I like it.
I have a divisive plan.
I think it's brilliant.
Let's just say I'm not on the show for the right reasons, so I don't know if I'm.
This is good. This is what they need. Someone who's just honest. There you go.
They always need like a little bit of a drama go on the show, or somebody who stirs up a pot. But you know, I don't want to be hated by everybody. I've seen some pretty hated figures from Bachelor history.
Oh my goodness. I don't think anyone could ever hate you, Charlie.
Thank you. But it'll be a party in the mansion when I arrive shortly. So
I have no doubt about that.
So moving on from the Bachelor topic, you are a super inspiring person, as you have actually walked through 7 continents on just a week span. 7 continents, 7 days. Talk to me about that.
Oh, thank you so much. So I became inspired to run. It was this amazing race called World Marathon Challenge. And you run 7 continents on 7 days. And there's a full marathon and also a half marathon portion you can run. And I was inspired by an incredible athlete who wears a prosthesis. And I make prosthetics for a living, is my trade. It's called a prosthetist. Not a prostitute. I know.
Hopefully not.
Right? You have to be so careful the way you pronounce it. And it really inspired me. So I, at the time, had recently lost my dad, and I was looking for a way to really do something to really honor him and his memory. And I love running, and I think it's so therapeutic. And I love adventure. I'm so always down for adventure. And so I thought this really combines all of it. And it was quite an adventure, and we made it. We had 168 hours to complete it. Wow. And there was little sleep. I lived on Snickers bars and Red Bull and just sheer grit and determination. And I was able to spread my dad's ashes on every continent to honor him, and really just show myself like, wow, when you put your mind to something, you really can accomplish it. So it was quite the adventure.
Well, it definitely seems like Red Bull gave you some wings in that situation there.
Oh my goodness, it sure did.
So before you said, Suzie, that you are a prosthetist, not a prostitute, ladies and gentlemen. You are a prosthetist. And I was going to get into that. You are a big part of the Range of Motion project, which helps Guatemala with prosthetics. Talk to me about that.
I love that so much. Thank you. Range of Motion project has become such a dear project to my heart. So being a prosthetist, you fabricate prostheses. So you are correct in some of your terminology. I know it can get a little, you know, we could just say arms and legs to make it easy. But Range of Motion project really has a mission statement to provide mobility for all. Meaning wherever we are in this world, everyone should have access to proper prosthetic care. And a very good friend of mine and prosthetist was one of the founders of the organization. And I said, I would really love to get involved. So we fly into Guatemala, and they have a clinic there. So it's different from a lot of other medical missions where we don't just fly in and make arms and legs, and then they're just left with no follow-up care. They have clinics there where we fly in as clinicians and we spend 10 days just fabricating as many arms and legs as we can for everyone who needs it. And after we leave, they provide follow-up care with their clinicians there, and we train their clinicians who live in Guatemala. And then they take it one step further into a rehabilitation program, and then they follow them to their home to make sure that they are understanding how to care for their limb and their prosthesis, and they're doing well in their home. And then also, what can we do to get them back into the community where they're working and now have an income for their family? So then they establish, okay, what skills are you good at? Maybe it's jewelry making, maybe it's basket weaving, maybe it's construction, and they facilitate and help them create products. And then we list it on their website, and then we sell it. And that way it creates an income revenue for their family.
And that's absolutely incredible. I'm sure that everybody is so appreciative of this project. And
Thank you.
It really goes back to the subject of equality. Everybody deserves the same healthcare, the same prosthesis, and it's amazing what you do to promote that.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Definitely, definitely. And we are going to get into some Valentine's Day fun. Suzie,
This is my, yes.
Of course, she's excited. She's the love doctor here tonight. And we got some questions in the chat for Suzie, and she's going to be the therapist here today. So get your Haagen-Dazs ready and get your lovers on the line, as Susie's going to help you out. Let's get
this is so exciting.
Let's get some questions. Ryan from Hewlett asked Suzie, is it a good idea to talk to your ex after months apart?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I was so excited about this, but now I'm a little nervous because I'm like, oh my goodness.
Already starting it off with some of the tough questions.
That is a tough question. I think it would depend on what your intentions are. I think it's always great to remain friends and leave on a positive note whenever you end a relationship, to have proper closure on both ends. So I think if there's clarity and the intentions are set on both ends of what the outcome they really want, if it's genuinely, hey, we were together, it didn't work out, but let's still be friends, and both sides understand that, then yes. But if he's like, oh, I really love her and I want to win her back, but she's not into it, and he's going to be spinning his wheels, I would say, cut bait, keep fishing.
Mr. Josh from Merrick says that. Hi, Josh. Hi, Josh. So his girlfriend's dad does not like him. Oh no. What can he do to win over her father?
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's homecoming.
This is a big deal. So first I would ask that, to really find out, like, what is it? And then maybe if her dad's concern is something in particular about him, he could really present it to him and show him, sir, here's your concern. Let's openly talk about it. And he could alleviate that concern and, really like win dad over, because, dads are going to be so protective of their daughters, which I love, and look out for them because that's their number one girl. And any man coming in there, he better pass the dad test. And, for him to come in there and just have just so much love and respect and integrity and show him really his intentions, I think would win dad over. Show him he's here for the right reasons,
And finally, we have a question from Fat Man. Fat Man said, let's show you the clip.
Hey Suzie, I heard you are the love doctor, and I'm such a badass that I have so many girlfriends to choose from.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, you gotta really pick the one that works for you, and also look out for, the other ladies, to really let them know what his intentions are. Do all these girls think that he's being exclusive with them and that he's their one and only? So I think, women, we have a tendency to be complicated enough. Let's uncomplicate it and really choose one. Essentially, he needs to give one that final rose. So he needs to make a list of qualities and chemistry of what's really important to him. And, I think if he doesn't want to have all these ladies, because more ladies could be more problems, really pick one and make that relationship work, but always be honest and open with the ladies and let them know if he's not being exclusive with them, because if not, then it's unfair to those ladies. And then he's going to have no ladies and a reputation. And we don't want that. So choose one and choose wisely and be honest.
And there is such thing as good problems. I don't really see a downside to this problem here.
As long as he's being honest with the ladies, it's kind of a good problem to have. But boy, I mean, sometimes having one girlfriend at a time, Charlie, can be trouble enough. Can you imagine multiple? Like, I don't know.
Oh man, I think Fat Man needs his own Bachelor show. Honestly, I'll bring ABC down.
Yes, we'll see if he's qualified.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Love Dr. Suzie Williams. Thank you so much for being on the show. What an amazing episode. Thank you so much again. The singer and musical guest Emma Guttman is up next.
Hi Charlie, I'm going to be singing Make You Feel My Love by Adele. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears. I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met, no doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, I'd go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me